are made from a fat guy, a slim guy. I found 2 bolts inside. I've never ever gone that deep, but I love it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we are stripping the Alpina V12 engine. That means we're gonna clean up, strip the parts. All I want at the moment, strip it bare, so that means head and block, it's sort of complete, but taking all the auxiliaries off and washing them off. Whatever I need to replace, I'll replace. Use my 5.4 donor car. As you know, this is based on the M73 5.4, so externally all the bits are the same, so obviously I'm going to leave the intake, but all the rest of the stuff is the same as any other M73 engine. So I'll pick or choose the best parts for this motor, and yeah, basically I want to strip it bare while the actual shell is in the body shop, so I can actually work on the suspension, on the engine, so refresh everything while I got some time. So that's the plan, so stay tuned and let's get it started. So first things first, let's take this heavy gearbox off so I can actually just work on the engine, because you can see the weight distribution is massive. This probably weighs the same as a motor, more or less. So as you see, the intake manifolds are off. They turned out to be a bit thicker, so some of the bottom, the nuts, is harder to access with the extension and 10mm socket, but we managed. The thing is, I wanted, because we're currently swapping the M60, basically we have a M60 95 740 on the ramp, and we're currently in the same time swapping the engine. And we found out these knock sensors on the M60, they're quite perished. So I thought, oh, I might have it, because these M73 early ones was exactly the same. So I thought, oh, these usually are better, so I'm gonna swap them. But turns out these knock sensors are bad as well, so I might end up buying new ones. They're about £45 each, I think, from Bosch. Well, genuine are Bosch, but to get it from dealer, they're about £92 each. So there's massive difference. So that probably what, 160 for 4 sensors. As you can see, it feels like some mouse been living inside. I don't know, like you can see a amount of dirt, sludge, like it's just disgusting. So now you see what I mean by deep cleaning it and replace the parts, whichever needs replacing. So let's continue. So the V12 is pretty much stripped. 6 bolts are snapped. 10mm bolts are snapped with the valley pan there is 3, and then the back there was a pipe, another 3 bolts, so I'll come back to it later. But I made from a fat guy a slim guy. As you can see, it's quite much slimmer now without auxiliaries. So what I'm gonna do now is mask all the intake, wherever there is access inside the engine, lift it with the forklift and give it a quick wash. Mainly gonna focus underneath, and then I'm gonna strip the bottom of it, just double check the sump if there is any shit at the inside or there is any nasty stuff. And yeah, then if everything's clean, I'll start cleaning the parts up and slowly see what else I'll need to rebuild this engine.
Start it up.
Now I'm at that stage where I can give it a wash. Well, the plan is to degrease it and pressure wash it. Then I'll take the sump off and just blow all the intakes, outtakes, just make sure there is no water sitting. And obviously grease it afterwards just to be sure it doesn't even rust. Because I know some of the smart comments, oh, you can't do this, can't do that. Like, watch me, I've been there before. As you see, managed to clean it, and well, it will be much better, easier to work accessing the bolts, like not your nasty greasy bolts, like all the parts are nice and cleaned. Obviously it doesn't look brand new, but it was worth the wash. So now I can take the sump off, covers off, literally just to leave the bare block and the head, and then start to order the gaskets and everything, whatever else need, and then put it back together. So I just took the sump off, and guess what? Overall, inside the sump is cleanish, but I found 2 bolts inside. There's one 13mm and one 10mm. So I can see already where is the 10mm from. One's from the oil pump, but I can't see where's the 13mm from. I'm assuming that could be holding the oil pump, but I'm not 100% sure yet. As you can see, one is already halfway out. This one's missing. All I need to do is find the 13mm, but I think is behind the cover. It holds the oil pump, and that makes me think, what the hell is going on?
This is lit.
So what's your predictions, guys? How does it gonna look internally under the covers? Bad or good? let's see. Could be better, but I've seen worse. Just needs a bit of clean, and that'll do. Let's see if the gasket's been ever changed. Maybe once. Usually they like plastic. Them covers will be changed anyway. Right guys, excuse the massive mess because I'm quite in a rush to get these sent, well, next day. Anyway, these are the bits. Well, let me tell you about this V12 engine, because as again I started to strip it, and then I thought, oh, I'm not going to touch this or that, but look, I end up stripping it. That's so far like that. And yeah, and just basically decided, you know what, I'll get these aluminium bits vapor blasted, or whatever you call it differently. But what that's gonna do, it'll bring this alley back to color like this, if that makes sense. And this is what I want, because I washed the engine. Well, never mind, this side is it's not gonna be visible anyway, but most of the stuff, all the accessories, it will look in that color. So that's my goal. Plus I've put all the bolts in one box. This is for the engine. All these bits, little tiny brackets, these will be zinc coated, because if you remember, my last video was talking about the rear subframe, all the bolts zinc coated. They are already finished. I've seen the picture, what's the result, so I've decided, you know what, let's go for the engine ones as well. So this whole box, the result will be like that. So yeah, that's about it. It's quite late now, well, me personally now, while I'm filming this, so I'm gonna pack this up, send it off to one of my subscribers, which I will end up doing his car at one point. And yeah, let's crack on with something else now. Now let's prep some suspension parts, but I don't have all of it, but a couple bits I can prep. Still got loads of parts on order, so whatever I have I'll install. Let's say bushes, wheel bearings, I've got one dust plate, and I think something else I could do at the same time. So yeah, let's crack on. So the hubs are done. Well, I can't finish the second one until I got a dust plate, because I only got one, but I press the wheel bearing in. That's like 2-minute job to finish that off. And I'm waiting on a zinc coated bolts. They are done. I'll probably see them shortly, and then I can focus on putting back complete back subframe for the Alpina. So guys, another day, another job is done. Well, it's not finished, but it's getting there. Every day there is every episode we are a step closer to the finish, but there is loads of episodes to come. Yes, for some people it's annoying, but I'm trying catch up as much as I can. But as you saw, I've stripped the engine, sent to aqua blasting whatever all the alley bits, and got most of the bolts zinc coated. I still got another half, so now I need to order loads of parts, make a list. Well, I already made a list, but still need to go home and add up which all the small bits I forgot. But so, and then give a BMW a call and be ready to pay the big bill. If you'd like to support our channel, support the build, support the project, there is a thanks option underneath the video, and whoever donated previous videos, I highly appreciate that. You know who you are. And as I said, I'm definitely making a book. Whoever made the donations, I'll add to that, well, service history, if that makes sense, because that I think it's part of a car's souls, if that makes sense. Maybe, I don't know, like, because every pound in this build matters. So because end of the day I probably will spend maybe close to estimating 15 plus ish, but probably that'll be more. But it is what it is. But I'm not crying. So I've took this is my biggest project ever, so I never ever gone that deep, but I love it. Anyway, obviously done a couple suspension parts. As soon as I receive the bolts, I can crack on with the whole subframe putting back together. And yeah, that's about it. Regards to chassis, she's still not in the body shop, but all I need to do is finish all underneath. I finished that, as you saw, I was doing the M60 swap on the 95 E38. That's all finished. She can go out, so Alpina chassis can go in 2-poster, and I can work underneath. So that's probably going to happen in the next couple of days. And yeah, as soon as that's done, she goes to the body shop, and once it's in body shop, she'll get painted, and that's where the fun starts, putting everything back together. Yeah, so it's going to be loads of episodes to come, but it's every minute, every second is worth it, because I'm trying to capture as much as I can, because well, obviously I'll have receipts to prove, but I'm sure like nothing's hidden, everything goes by the plan. Whatever it is. So I just wanted to make complete restoration. That's a proper restoration. I repeat myself, proper restoration. So we're not skipping anything. Well, also I've checked. I wanted to do the this engine. Well, I've stripped. I looked underneath. I've checked the bores. It looks like absolutely brand new. And V12, the chains, the guides, they don't go. They literally go forever. So considering this is over 200k miles, I would say it's pretty much mint inside. So I'm not going to touch it internally. So I'll leave it as is. I've just done everything externally. Worst case, if it comes to it, if let's say when everything's back together, I'm driving it, bottom end goes or whatever, I'm just gonna fix it, you know, like no big deal. But at the moment, I'm already too much work took on. So I just want to do the chassis, do everything, rest of it, and like whatever happens with the engine in the future, I can deal with it. That'll be piss easy. Like literally that will be so easy considering amount of work it's done already. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe for more content like this, because we also in the same time working on E30, working on X5s, we're working on other E30 as well, just beamers, mainly beamers. Like by the way, I bought another 8 series, yes, Astro Blue. That's probably gonna come in next episodes, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you next time.